Hello everyone, this is a quick video to review how to analyze and spell secondary dominants. So let's start with a clef. We have a bass clef, and let's start with a chord where I'm going to give you the Roman numeral analysis and you're going to spell it. So let's say this is going to be a chord that's going to be in A major, so 3 sharps in the key signature. I'm also going to write A major over here. The Roman numeral is 5, 6, 5 of 4. Okay, so that's the Roman numeral. The very first thing that I would recommend that we do is first find where's 4. Okay, so in A major, 4, you can just count up from A, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So then 4 is actually going to be D. So the temporary tonic for this chord is going to be D, right? So now we're looking for the 5 in the key of D major. So we found 4. We're treating this temporarily as 1. We're going to find 5 of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking for an A7 chord. Okay, so then I would start spelling this chord, A7, a dominant 7th chord. Again, for these exercises, we're only talking about dominant 7th chords. So it'll be A, C sharp, E, and remember G natural. Okay, natural is needed here because of the key signature. And you'll find that in most cases, when you're writing a secondary dominant chord, you will need to add an accidental. Most cases, right? So if you end up not having an accidental, you need to go back and just double check. Okay, so basically this is the chord A7, A, C sharp, E, G natural. Okay, and the final thing we're going to do before we put it into the answer here is to make sure that we include any inversions that's notated as part of the chord. So it says 6/5 here, which means that the 3rd is going to be in the bass. So all I'm going to do is make sure that the 3rd is in the bass. Okay, and then I'm just going to rewrite the chord like this. Right. So the correct answer here is C sharps in the bass, E, G natural, and A. Notice that this is almost the same as the A major chord, okay, except that we do have that minor 7th, which makes it a dominant 7th chord in first inversion. For the Nashville numbers, let's start with the lead sheet symbol. The lead sheet symbol really simply would just be A7. Right, because by just having the 7 there, it means dominant 7. However, when we just write A7, that means that it's root position. This is not in root position, so this would be A7 over C sharp. So this tells us the inversion. Same thing with the Nashville numbers. For this particular chord. Right, so for this particular chord, this is 5, 6, 5 of 4. This is a dominant 7th chord starting on A. So A is 1 in this case, so this will be a 1, 7. Right? So by just having that 7 there, again, in Nashville numbers and in lead sheet symbols, it means dominant 7th. And the 1, 7 here for the inversion, this is over a C sharp, which is the 3rd scale degree. So the Nashville number for this would be 1, 7 over 3. Okay. Another reminder, the slash, how the slash is used between the lead sheet and the Nashville numbers are completely different than what the slash means in the Roman numerals. Okay, please be careful. Okay, let's move on to another example. I'm going to get the paper straight here. Okay, and let's do one where I'm going to give you the chord and you're going to analyze it. So let's say we're in bass clef again, and let's say this is going to be in B minor. And let's say that the chord we have is going to have a G sharp in the bass, a B, a C sharp, and an E sharp. Okay. So when you're looking at this chord first, right, you notice that it's not root position. So the very first thing we do when we're analyzing a chord that's doesn't look like a shish kebab, where not all the notes are lined up in thirds, we have to put in root position. Notice that in general, my strategy is that you take a look at how many of the notes are already on lines or how many are already on spaces. You have most of them already on lines, then just move the other outlying note to another part of the chord so that it's also on a line, for example, by switching octaves. In this case, I have 2 in spaces and 2 in lines, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just pick one. And so let's say I'm going to line up all the notes on spaces. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this chord here, C sharp, E sharp, and I'm going to put this G sharp over here, and then also this B over here. Okay. When I do this, again on the sort of a scratch pad, you will find that the root, this is in root position now, and the root of this chord is C sharp. In fact, it's a C sharp 7 chord. I'm also going to write this, C sharp dominant 7 chord. Okay. Okay, great. Now we're just going to go backwards in our procedure. So if this is the root, then this is 5 of something. So let's count down. If this is 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the temporary 1 we're talking about is going to be F sharp. In B minor, F sharp is 5. Okay, so this chord, the C sharp 7 chord, is going to be, in this position, in the root position, it's going to be a 5-7 of 5. Okay, and by the way, all of the secondary dominants, they generally move to the chord that it's of, right? So if a 5-5 goes to 5, if it's a 5 of 2 goes to 2. Okay, so that's the general progression. In any case, so you have a 5-7 of 5 here. Okay, great. So the only other thing I need to do right now is to figure out the inversion. I have a G sharp in the bass in the actual question chord, right? So that's the 5th of the chord, which means that the inversion here would be notated as 5-4-3 of 5. The lead sheet symbol would be C sharp 7 over G sharp. Right? And the Nashville number here, B minor, right? So C sharp in B is 2, so this is 2-7 over G sharp. G sharp in B minor is 6, right? B, A, G sharp, right? So then it will be 2-7 over 6. Right? So this is how you would analyze this chord using Roman numerals, lead sheet symbol, and also using the Nashville number system.